just looking at maybe the intercalated discs, looking where the nuclei lie, looking for striations. What type of muscle would this be?
Cardiac.
Cardiac. Intercalated discs only in cardiac, right?
Yes.
So if it looks like bamboo, in my world, it's cardiac.
Oh yeah, bamboo. That's a good.
If it looks like bamboo, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. So if I show you this, don't look at the name. What kind is that? We got striations. What type of muscle has striations and no intercalated discs? Skeletal, exactly. Because again, cardiac's the only one with the intercalated discs, right? Look at that skeletal muscle. Look at that. Look at those with the nuclei on the side. Beautiful. All right. And then look at the smooth muscle. Now, smooth muscle, in my opinion, and dense, smooth muscle and and that dense regular, that's in another area, look the same, right? To me, they certainly do. But when you look at them, they are different, okay? Smooth muscle has more of a spindle shape to it, right? I'm looking for one that's easier to see. Bear with me. Yeah, see how, I mean, there's one nuclei, it's spindle shaped. If you go and you look at the dense regular tissue, and you see that the smooth muscle is straight, right? Right.
Yes.
But here, dense regular, not so straight. Okay? Yeah, okay. So you can see it's wavy, okay? So definitely difference. There's a difference to them, okay? Just stop and breathe, okay? And look at them. And all right, so if you saw this on midterm, what phase is this?
Anaphase?
It's down the middle.
Down the middle, okay. So
Metaphase, exactly.
Okay.
Metaphase. See how just throwing things at you left and right. All right, so here, because they're pulling away, they're starting to separate. That's anaphase.
That's anaphase. Okay.
This is anaphase, okay? Perfect, Monica. Okay. So if I showed you this, still got the bridge, but we can definitely see we've got the cleft going on here. You know, and it's definitely pulled away, right? We're in telophase because we've got the cleft. We're almost to cytokinesis. Okay. Here, we're at cytokinesis. See, the cell wall has reformed. So we are at cytokinesis here. Okay. All right, look at us. We're just all over the board, trying to keep it interesting. All right, so show me on here an elastic fiber.
The really thin ones?
The really black, thin ones, exactly. Yep. And then the collagen fibers, the pink ones. Yeah. Okay, and ground substance, I call it the peach stuff. You know, yeah.
The stuff in between.
The stuff in between, the peach color, yellow color, whatever you want to call it. Okay. All right, so on here, again, you have the elastic fibers, correct? What are these things?
Looking for.
What are those?
Are those nucleus? I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Do we need to
I'm
know?
having
I'm looking to see if you need to know. Hold on, I don't want to.
I'm having a brain fart lately.
So those are fibroblasts, but do you need
Fibroblasts.
to know that? That's what let me see. Bone tissue model. No bones. Well, you need to be able to say that this is areolar connective tissue, but I don't think you have to be able to say, the different parts. So what type of tissue is this?
Adipose. That's the
Adipose. I got a lot of that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then this?
Hyaline cartilage.
Okay, so that's hyaline. This is also hyaline cartilage. Okay, it's just a different. They can show you any of these slides, okay, and ask you. Here they're showing hyaline cartilage, okay. All right. So they can ask you any of that, okay. They can say, what is this? And you're going to have to look at it and think, okay, it's connective tissue. I can see the fibroblasts. I can see the elastic and the collagen fibers. Okay, areolar. It's just a matter of learning it. Okay. Repetition and memorization. Repetition and memorization. All right, so if I go back to here and ask you to show me mental foramen, you can point right at it, exactly. So where would the inferior orbital fissure be? Inferior orbital fissure. Exactly. You will not see that on the sphenoid, and you will not see that on the maxilla. They have to be put together in orbital in order to make that inferior orbital fissure, okay? Unlike the superior that you can see on the sphenoid, which is in here somewhere. I know it is because I've seen it before. Okay? So you can see the superior here, okay? You can't see the inferior because it would be here and it would be articulate. It's where the sphenoid and the maxilla articulate. So you're not going to see the inferior on any bone by itself. You're only going to see that on this right here, okay? Don't let them trick you. All right, so what is this down here? Is it something we need to know?
Yes.
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope, that's the mandible angle, okay, mandibular angle. You don't need to know the angle, okay? But you need to know the mastoid process, and you need to know the I always get this wrong, coracoid, okay? Is that right? Did I say that right? Cornoid. See, I do that every time. Cornoid, because the noid, and then the coid is at the shoulder, and then the noid is at the elbow. Noid, coid, noid. Okay, all right. Noid, noid, coid, noid. Okay, isn't that terrible? NCN. Okay, so sutures. That's your coronal suture. You can see it here as well. Okay. Sagittal suture.
Limb. Sagittal. That's the limb. I can't hear you.
How about now? How about now? Yeah, okay, good. I'm sorry, yeah. All of a sudden my headphone said power on. I'm like, has it not been on? Okay. So, lambdoidal suture, sagittal suture, coronal suture. The only suture we cannot see here is the squamous because it's on the side and we cannot see it. Okay? What are these bones? The purple, brown, whatever color you want to call it. What is that?
Palatine?
Exactly, Palatine. Beautiful. All right, so what is this big hole?
The foramen magnum.
Okay, exactly. What are these things right here? What is that?
I can't see. Let me see. What's that?
It's white.
Um,
The maxilla. I'm sorry, part of the mandible. Part of the mandible. Articulates with the temporal bone.
Is it a process?
It is a mastoid process.
Okay.
No.
It's a
No, sorry. This is the mandibular condyle. This is the mastoid process. This orange thing back here.
Okay.
Back here, mastoid process. Mandibular condyle. See, I'm losing it. I'm going to need more coffee. I'm going to need more coffee, let me just say. Okay. All right. So this whole red part here is the sphenoid bone, which means that this is the foramen ovale. Okay. This is the vomer. Okay. You can see the alveolar sockets on the inside, just like on the outside. Okay. What is this? It's a very odd angle to see it at. What are those?
Is that the zygomatic?
Zygomatic's going to be up here.
Yeah. That
so this
is
white.
Is that the sphenoid?
Nope, sphenoid back.
The sphenoid is over here. Okay.
Yeah, the sphenoid back here. It's white. It's on the mandible. Okay, it's on the mandible. It's a coronoid process. Coronoid process. This is the mandibular condyle. It's coronoid process. Okay, that's the coronoid process. It's so that's an odd angle. If you look at it here, you can see how it sticks up under the zygomatic. Okay, see how it goes up under the zygomatic? That's what we're seeing here. It's going under the zygomatic. Okay, so that is coronoid process. Okay, that's the angle that you do not need to know. Mandibular angle you don't need to know. Mental foramen condyle, mandibular condyle. This is the mastoid process. On this one, you cannot see the styloid process, okay? But you can here. This is a beautiful styloid process right here. Styloid process. You've got to do one on either side. Okay, styloid process. All right, and here, palatine bone. You can see it right across the back here. Palatine process is up in here. Okay. Again, that palatine bone sits back here. It makes if you put your tongue to the very back of your mouth and you flip it back, that's the where the tongue hits the tip of the tongue. That's your palatine process, okay, or palatine bone. Okay. All right. So we were talking earlier about the carotid canal. The carotid comes under here, goes under here, and it runs through the bone. Okay. Runs through the bone, and it comes out. It's going to come out at the serum, okay? So it goes underneath, it comes into the bone, it runs, a canal runs here, and the carotid comes out through the serum, okay? So this is not the carotid canal, this hole, that's the serum. The canal actually runs through the bone here, okay? But you will see that the carotid comes out, and okay, so like the carotid canal is here, okay, and it's going to come out through the serum, foramen, okay. These are the foramen ovale, occipital canal, right? Or not occipital, optical canal. I'm fine. The canal. All right. So this is, you can actually see that this is the sphenoid. You can actually see the wings, the shape of it. Okay. This is frontal, occipital, temporal, sphenoid. Let's see if we can see. Here we go. The occipital prominence or protuberance, occipital prominence or protuberance is going to be here.
Yes.
A point. Okay.
Ahorita,
It's
espérame.
a thicker bone. That's where the trapezius is going to attach to. Okay. Trapezius is going to come down through the neck and into the back, and this is where it attaches. Okay, you've got the superior nuchal line, inferior nuchal line. You've got the foramen magnum,